Hi, I'm going to be giving a quick overview of what Project Who Do You Love was and reflect on the process. So the ultimate goals from Project Who Do You Love was to increase awareness about social media and its effects on mental health. I wanted to be able to create more real-life social events and situations, and of course have adequate support to those who were struggling with mental health issues. So through Project Who Do You Love, I hope to be able to make a difference in someone's life, even if that's just one person. I believe that right now society is at a turning point, and if we don't start to change, the outcome will become undesirable. I want to begin with increasing awareness to social media disorder. It's a real thing. And I want people to be made aware of the pros and the cons to social media. I can see a world where we can talk about mental health and there's no stigma around it. I want it to seem easier for people to get involved in real-life situations, to get out of their comfort zone. I realize when someone is suffering with social anxieties, this step can be extremely hard, which is why I want to bring awareness to resources that are available and make sure that everyone can receive the help and treatment they need. I want everyone to feel wanted and loved and comfortable. So I chose to do a presentation for my grade 11 chemistry class. And basically I started with the simple question, what do you know about mental health? The class was then able to discuss what they knew together. They were able to brainstorm, and they filled out option cards of what they knew prior to the presentation and what they knew after the presentation. So the presentation basically consisted of them working together, and then I would actually explain things like what social media disorder is and what role social media plays in a person's mental health and well-being. So here we can see that the class is participating together, basically brainstorming what they know about mental health. And then they were also asked the question, what stigmas or stereotypes have you heard about regarding mental health? This next photo I have here, again of them participating, but you can see that a large amount of the class has their hand up regarding stereotypes that they've heard of. Once again, this registered in my mind that this is something that needs to be changed. If most of the class has either heard of a stereotype or believes in a stigma and surrounding mental health, that shows me that something needs to change so we can break the stigma and break these stereotypes. So reflecting on the process. I really enjoyed what I did. I think I was successful because in my option cards, I can see direct correlation of what was known before and what was known after. And the general sense that I got was people didn't really associate mental health with social media and the effects. So learning about social media disorder was new learning to all my classmates, and that's really what these option cards showed me, that not necessarily there was no prior knowledge, but the now known knowledge is much greater. If given the opportunity again, would you choose the same topic? I would. I think that this is a very important topic because mental health is health and it affects everybody. It's something that's relatable. Everybody has mental health, and a huge majority of the world, especially youth, is on social media platforms. It's inclusive because everybody, once again, is included in this. It's something that's interesting because a lot is still not known, and going back on that, it's constantly changing because our knowledge isn't 100% there. We don't have all the information yet. And as social media platforms change and the use of our technology changes, so do effects on the mental health. So this is something that I'd love to do again, even when there's more research out, because I think that it's something that is really important. Did your needs assignment provide accurate and beneficial information? I think mine did. I was actually really shocked with some of my findings, mostly in the sense that multiple questions were 100% conclusive. So that again shows me that clearly there's something here, and it's something that's going to affect a huge number of people, which is why this is something that needs to be done, but also should be done again. So 100% of the students surveyed carry a personal device with them on a daily basis and take it into the learning environment with them. So when I first started this, I was seeing how it affects one's ability to learn and focus in the classroom, and from there it kind of stemmed into mental health and mental health reasons for not being able to focus and achieve academically. So even after 100% of these students admitted to using the device in class and taking it into the classroom environment, 66.7% of students surveyed noted that they saw the device as distracting in class. So they knew that this was something that was distracting from their learning and academic achievement, but still continued to use it. And that kind of registered to me as an addiction, similar to any drug. Take heroin. You know that it's bad for you, but you continue to do it because it is addictive. What would you modify in your next action plan? I think I would change the option cards. Initially, when I was looking for quantitative information, this was great, but if I were to do it again, already having this basis knowledge, I wouldn't do the option cards because it took more time, and it was a lot to kind of read through. It turned out to be a lot more work than I had anticipated. I would add more information of where to get help. I was unable to actually get brochures for mental health facilities and hotlines. Although I did have the information on my slideshow, I think I'd like to add some more of that. Timelines, I'd like to make them more, give myself more time and spread it out. That way I can access more people. And going back on the time, I spent a lot of time creating a website and less time on the actual visuals to the presentation that could have made it a lot more intriguing for my viewers and listeners. What feedback did I receive? So once again, through the option cards, I got the gist that people were learning a lot, and there was a lot of new information brought to them, but I also got some thank yous at the end of the presentation from people who were just like, thank you for talking about this. So once again, registering in my mind that this is something that is of importance. If you had the opportunity to extend your work given more time and resources, what would your next steps be in order to reach more people? Like I said before, more visuals, but also I'd like to start a social media campaign, because this has found that 100% of people surveyed were on social media. So they'll be able to reach it, reaching my target audience. But also social media will allow me to connect with people from all around the world. And if I were to have the whole school listen to my presentation as opposed to a class, once again, that would be reaching more people, and these are the people that are my target audience. It's young people that are using social media. Should this campaign for social change go global? Yes, it should. As I said before, social media is something that is used by people all around the world, and the effects are seen from people all around the world. So this knowledge that I have now and people that I've shared it with should go global. Hindsight is 2020. What words of advice would you give a learner who is about to begin planning her or his own campaign for social change? I think My recommendation would be to spend more time on the action plan. If you have everything planned out like very, very well, it means that your timelines will be very clear and set in stone and keep you more organized. You also need to be passionate about what you're talking about. Passion brings out the best work not only in yourself, but it registers as good work to other people. So no matter what you're talking about for social change, make sure it's something that you're passionate about. Do you believe that your campaign for social change brought to light through your action plan succeeded in creating change? I do. I know that it's not as drastic as I would like it to be. It's not a worldwide change, but I know it was change to the people in my class. Registering through the option cards, people had acknowledged that they had made more change, and one of my ultimate goals was to bring more awareness to the cause, which I have effectively done. I think that there's also a snowballing effect, so once more people are educated about that, they will choose to share their knowledge. And little by little, I think that this is really something big and something that's going to blow up. My action plan could use some tweaking. This was my first time. I'm happy to admit that. But I do think that change had occurred. I want to thank everybody for listening to my presentation, and I encourage you to educate yourself more on the effects that social media have, because it's not just having fun and sharing your life online. There's a lot of harmful effects to it, and making yourself aware of this can help prevent mental health issues, but also preserve your mental health. Thanks again.